Hello, boys and girls. This is Ms. Shemansky. Today, we're going to talk about the definition argument. So definition arguments are actually all around you, but it's very possible that you've never come across one. So once you get over that hang up that this is something you've never heard about before, you should do really well. So the best way to explain what definition argument is just to give you examples. And by definition sounds like you are defining something in terms of something positive or negative. And based on the fact whether audience accept your definition of things because they agree with your criteria, you will either win or lose an argument. If this doesn't make any sense, don't worry about it. Let's move on to the examples. The biggest definition argument in the history of humanity is actually abortion. Think for a moment, what keywords do people usually define abortion in? And you know that most frequently, people will argue that abortion is murder. Why is it murder? Because it involves murder of an innocent human being and something else and something else. So you always want to have your three characteristics or criteria. Who's on the other side of the abortion argument? Those who define it as a choice. So there's your definition argument. Abortion is a choice, my body, my choice. Then, of course, in order to be a full-grown argument, not just a protest sign, you also need second and third, for your 5-paragraph essay. So this should become blatantly obvious that you can define abortion as a choice or you can define it as murder. And depending if you can convince your audience that it actually, in fact, has these characteristics, you will win or lose an argument, as I already said. You could also, I personally thought that another way to describe abortion would be abortion is just a medical procedure. And I think that still would probably align with the choice. Abortion is a choice. It's nothing but the removal of the, something unwanted from the body. It's just a medical procedure. It's a choice because it's my body and something else. And then those, of course, who argue that it's a murder, it's like, of course, you are obviously interfering with life. The person whose life you're taking has no say in the matter, and so forth. Another good example of definition argument is gun control. Some argue that gun control is essentially government's way to take away citizens' right to bear arms. That is just a violation. The government is violating our freedom. The gun control is violation of freedom because it's unconstitutional and something else and something else. Likewise, others, for example, could argue that gun control is a necessary public safety measure because it protects children who accidentally may have gun accidents. There is no need for guns in the modern world because we now have police and we don't live in the outposts in the wild west and something else. I do want to point out these are not necessarily, I don't want you to write on these overdone topics like abortion or gun control or gay marriage, even, for example, because everyone who's anybody has already written on those, but they do make great examples and you can choose your own. So let's talk about marriage, gay marriage. So remember, the argument against gay marriage was actually based on nothing else but a definition. The definition of marriage. What is marriage? Some define it as a union specifically between man and woman, and everything that comes from that, and they'll list the criteria. Or they'll say that the opponents of that will define marriage as union of two souls. It's a partnership because it has these certain characteristics. Likewise, I had students who wrote papers on defining a family. Family is a group of people who are related by blood, or is family a group of people who are related spiritually, that they have an emotional bond. So these are the things that I think you're getting a hang of it. Another one is the argument of spanking children. It used to be considered spanking children was a form of discipline, and in the modern day, frequently we will define it as abuse. And you will say it's discipline because Well, it teaches the child to do the right thing, and third one. And then others will argue, no, it's abuse because it it uses force, it forces the child to do something he or she does not want to do, and so forth. Death penalty. I think United States is one of the very few countries in the world that actually still has death penalty. Most have abolished it. And people will argue that let's get rid of the death penalty. It's nothing but a violation of human rights. No one has the right. I'm sure you've seen the bumper sticker. Why do we kill people? To teach people that killing people is wrong. I'm sure you've seen the bumper sticker. Bumper stickers are kind of like incomplete arguments. They don't have the reasons, they just have the claim. But they're like on the way to an argument, basically. You're making a statement. So death penalty is violation of human rights. And what will victims of the families will frequently say? That death penalty is nothing but serving of justice. And frequently in court, they will cite the gruesome details of what has happened. And we realize that, you know what, that's actually a very fair kind of eye for an eye form of punishment. So another good one is prostitution. A lot of people will say, well, prostitution is just an immoral way to live your life. Others will say, no, it's just a job. It's just, a job like any other. So you can go into that. Now, the topics that you can choose from, I have a list that I'm going to share in a moment, and a couple of topics that I have written out. Cell phones, computers, any kind of technology. Is it an improvement to our life because it has certain criteria? Or is it the instrument of the devil? We all live in the matrix and they're basically destroying the world, leading to apocalypse. So that's, any use of technology. Religion, just not a specific religion. You don't want to choose, you don't want to argue about religion. That's just not, it's not ethical. And obviously it's based on faith, not proof. So, but just use of religion in general. You could argue that religion is gateway to heaven, gateway to inner peace. Others will argue that religion is nothing but a way to control population, to keep them in fear. And I grew up in Soviet Union, so religion was literally, was a quote, religion is opium for the people. That is a way to control people. And looking back, really both definitions have their place. So I don't know. Of course, you can go into spirituality aspects, so whatever resonates with you. Or if you have strong beliefs and you feel like that adds to your life, then you could obviously write that it is a gateway to inner peace. Slightly, maybe topic that may resonate with some of you in the military: war and the act of going to war. Is it an act of patriotism to die for your country, to enlist in the military? Or is war a tragedy? Because it used to be like a very honorable notion, like, oh, war, you're going to die for your country, what greatest honor you could do. And it's a form of patriotism if you had enlisted. Or is it a tragedy? Or is it a way for the government to control population and stimulate the economy? Because it is. So these would be interesting things to look into. I think one of the topics, excuse me, since we're still in the middle of coronavirus, one of the topics I have, is it a conspiracy? Is vaccine a conspiracy? Is it a way to save the world, or is it just a way, all the conspiracies, like, the government's trying to take over? Animal rights, specifically, that is just my personal thing. I have this strange reaction to the spading and neutering pets, or like, for example, cutting off cats' fingernails. I always kind of cringe a little bit because I understand logically that it's a good way to control animal populations so they can have better quality of life, because why would you want a lot of homeless pets who suffer? At the same time, I feel like that's a sort of form of abuse or control, because we're taking away their reproductive rights. I know it sounds silly, but that's just comes to mind. Another one is cutting off I guess they're not called fingernails, they're called claws on cats. I always felt like that was a form of abuse, that we want this pet in our life, yet we don't want them to ruin our furniture. So we are, even though we give them anesthetic, they're not the same after. So I always felt like it was a form of animal abuse, and people who consider that and they don't want their furniture ruined, they shouldn't even have animals. That's just my opinion. And I'm not even an animal person that much. All right, so from my personal experience, I'm from Ukraine. My children do not speak Ukrainian, they do not speak Russian. And a lot of people will define me as a bad mother who did not teach her children language. And I'm arguing that I'm the best mother in the world because I respect that not speaking my language is my children's linguistic right, because they were not born where I was. They don't owe me anything. And I cannot force them to do what I want them to do, no matter how good it is for them. When they grow up, they can make a choice to learn it on their own if they want to. I may offer it to them. I had asked them in the past and they adamantly refused. So I said, okay, fair enough. And a joke that I have for you to wrap this up is Girl Scouts. The definition is, of course, the formal definitions. What are the Girl Scouts? They're the little girls. They work on their leadership qualities. But the joke that I had was that Girl Scouts are drug dealers because they prey on us in unsuspecting areas like Walmart parking lots. They sell us a highly addictive substance, sugar, and they make money off it. So they're drug dealers. Basically, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, it's legalized mafia, disguised as cookies. Of course, it's just, excuse me, it's just a joke, but you get the point. So, I'm losing my voice. Just for a moment, let me share the outline that I have for you online, and a couple of other topics. So, X is Y. You choose your topic. Something is defined as because it has characteristics 1, 2, and 3. Or you can say X is not Y because it does not have the characteristics. One of the topics that I liked from a student who works in equine business was that horse racing is not animal abuse because it does not have certain characteristics of animal abuse. Or you could say that horse racing is a proper way to let the horses live their life because it's, that's what they're for. Same would be maybe with circuses. The circuses went out of business because animals were the main attraction. Or zoos, are they a form of abuse of animals, or are they just a normal way to kind of use them in our daily life? So anyway, I'm rambling a little bit, but you understand the idea. So it has certain characteristics, or it does not have them. Online friendships, are they real or not? People will argue online friendships are real because they still have the emotional bond. They still have like a face-to-face, even though virtual communication, and they uplift people keep in touch, whatever. Others will argue, no, they're not real because they are not truly face-to-face. You're not really being committed to this relationship. You can't really, if you can't have a handshake or a hug, it's not a real friendship, and so forth. Esports. I think I was one of those people like, esports, what's esports? And then my students wrote very compelling arguments that esports is not only real, it's way more real than the actual sports. So I changed my mind. Any form of addiction, drug addiction. Remember, in the past, we used to define addiction as just a series of bad choices. You're a bad person. That's it. That's why you're an alcoholic. On the other hand, now we recognize addiction is a disease because it has all these criteria. Online education, is it progress or scam? And you decide. Coronavirus, I already mentioned. Graffiti, art or vandalism? Again, is graffiti art? Like, I love graffiti in any form or shape. So I think it's art. I'm always looking at it like, wow, it's amazing. Whether it was commissioned or paid for or not, I know it's vandalism, but even vandalism looks so good to me, like the one on the trains. But others will argue, no, it's vandalism because, we have to pay to remove it. And so please use the topics I mentioned in addition to the topics here. And obviously ask me if you want to suggest your own. And here's the outline. You're well familiar with it. It's the same one we had for the first paper. You have your introduction and your thesis, your 3 criteria mentioned. You can say because, or it has characteristics or criteria, 1, 2, 3. Then you spend first, second, third. You describe each one and obviously have conclusion. So obviously you need a minimum of 3 sources. You will have one for each characteristic or criteria. Oh, looks like I forgot a parenthesis here. Let me add that. And obviously all your sources need to be in APA format. And if you have any questions, please email me, and I will be looking forward to seeing your topics and thesis statement. Have a good day.